small town of Willow Creek, a local playground stood abandoned for years. Legend had it that the spirits of children who met tragic ends haunted the swings and slides. One night, siblings Maya and Ethan dared each other to visit the playground, and as they played, they felt a chilling presence watching them. Suddenly, the swings creaked and moved on their own, and eerie laughter echoed around them. Terrified, Maya and Ethan ran, but the spirits followed, their ghostly forms visible in the moonlight. As they escaped, Maya tripped and fell, but before the ghost could reach her, Ethan grabbed her hand and they both bolted out of the playground, vowing never to return. In a quaint town, a group of friends stumbled upon an old film reel. Ignoring warnings, they watched it, unleashing a curse. Mysterious shadows haunted them, whispers echoed in their ears. One by one, they vanished without a trace. Desperate to break the curse, they delved into the film's dark history. As they uncovered the truth, they realized the curse originated from their own fears and regrets. In a chilling twist, they had to confront their demons to survive. In the small town of Ravenwood, there was a legend about a mirror that was said to hold a trapped demon. The mirror belonged to a family who had kept it hidden for generations, warning their descendants never to look into it. One stormy night, curious young Emily sneaked into the attic and gazed at the mirror. A dark figure appeared behind her reflection, whispering promises of power. Terrified, Emily ran, but the demon's whispers followed her every move, seeking a way to break free. In the small town of Willow Creek, there lived a young boy named Kai. Every night, Kai would see a shadow lurking in the corners of his room. This shadow wasn't his own. It moved independently, twisting and contorting in unnatural ways. Each night, Kai felt a sense of doom creeping over him as the shadow grew larger and more menacing. Nobody believed him, dismissing it as a child's overactive imagination. But one fateful night, the shadow engulfed Kai, and he was never seen again. Once upon a time, in a small town, there was a house with a basement that held a dark and terrifying secret. The locals whispered about strange noises coming from below, but no one dared to investigate. One day, a curious teenager named Liam decided to explore the basement. As he descended the creaky stairs, a chill ran down his spine. The air grew colder, and shadows danced on the walls. Suddenly, he heard a faint voice calling his name. Terrified, Liam turned to run, but the door slammed shut, trapping him in the darkness. As he frantically searched for an exit, whispers surrounded him, telling tales of past horrors. Just as Liam thought all hope was lost, a figure appeared before him, eyes glowing with malice. With a final scream, Liam vanished into the shadows, never to be seen again. On the outskirts of town, there was a thick fog that never seemed to dissipate. Local legend said that anyone who entered the fog never returned the same. One evening, a group of friends, Sarah, Max, and Lily, decided to investigate. As they walked deeper into the fog, they noticed strange shapes moving within it, invisible whispers brushing against their ears. Suddenly, they realized they had lost track of time and direction. Panic set in as they struggled to find their way out, but the fog seemed to trap them in its ever-shifting embrace. Just when they feared all hope was lost, the fog cleared, revealing them standing at the edge of a cliff overlooking a dark, swirling abyss. Terrified, they turned to run, only to see the fog closing in behind them, ready to consume their very souls. On the outskirts of town, there was a thick fog that never seemed to dissipate. Local legend said that anyone who entered the fog never returned the same. One evening, a group of friends, Sarah, Max, and Lily, decided to investigate. As they walked deeper into the fog, they noticed strange shapes moving within it, invisible whispers brushing against their ears. Suddenly, they realized they had lost track of time and direction. Panic set in as they struggled to find their way out, but the fog seemed to trap them in its ever-shifting embrace. Just when they feared all hope was lost, the fog cleared, revealing them standing at the edge of a cliff overlooking a dark, swirling abyss. Terrified, they turned to run, only to see the fog closing in behind them, ready to consume their very souls. In a quaint town, Sarah stumbled upon an antique mirror at a flea market. Little did she know, the mirror held a dark secret. Every night, a twisted reflection of herself haunted her dreams. As days passed, Sarah's reflection began to move independently, reaching out to her with sinister intentions. Terrified, Sarah sought help from a local historian who revealed the mirror's history of trapping souls. As Sarah tried to break free, the mirror's grip tightened, leading to a chilling revelation that would change her life forever. In a small town, there stood a toy store that was rumored to be haunted. The dolls whispered in the night, their glassy eyes following you as you passed by. One day, a young girl named Lily entered the store, drawn by the eerie allure. As she picked up a porcelain doll, it spoke to her in a chilling voice, "Join us." Terrified, Lily tried to run, but the toys blocked her path, their movements jerky and unnatural. Suddenly, the store owner appeared, his face twisted in a malevolent grin. "Welcome to your new home," he said as the toys closed in on Lily. With a final scream, she vanished into the darkness, never to be seen again. In the small town of Willow Creek, whispers of an ancient ritual spread fear among the residents. The townsfolk spoke of a forbidden ceremony that, if performed, would unleash a curse on the entire town. Amelia, a curious young woman, couldn't resist the temptation to uncover the truth behind the legends. She delved deep into the town's history and stumbled upon the ritual's origins. Ignoring the warnings, she decided to perform the forbidden ritual under the blood moon. As the moon cast an eerie glow over Willow Creek, Amelia completed the ritual with trembling hands. Suddenly, a chilling wind swept through the town, and shadows danced eerily in the moonlight. Amelia's heart pounded in her chest as she realized the grave mistake she had made. The ground trembled beneath her feet, and the once peaceful town turned into a nightmare. The curse had awakened, and Amelia had unleashed an ancient evil that threatened to consume everything in its path. In a small town, there hung a painting that whispered to those who dared to look at it. It was said that anyone who gazed into its eyes would lose their mind. One day, a curious young girl named Luna decided to investigate the painting. As she approached, she felt a chill run down her spine. The colors seemed to shift and swirl, drawing her in. Suddenly, the painting began to emit an eerie glow, and Luna could hear faint whispers in her mind. Terrified, she turned to run, but the painting's eyes seemed to follow her every move. Just as she reached the door, the painting let out a blood-curdling scream, shattering its frame into 1,000 pieces. Luna stumbled out, shaken to her core, knowing she had narrowly escaped the curse of the painting. In the small town of Willow Creek, there was a mysterious portrait that hung in the old abandoned mansion. Legend had it that the portrait could reveal dark events from the past. Curiosity got the best of friends Emma and Liam, who decided to investigate. As they stared at the haunting image, the eyes seemed to follow their every move. Suddenly, a cold wind swept through the room, and the portrait began to change. The once serene face twisted into a horrifying likeness of a sinister figure. Emma and Liam gasped in horror as the figure reached out towards them. With a scream, they turned to flee, but the door slammed shut, trapping them inside with the haunted portrait. In a small town, there was a family who inherited an old mansion. Among the inherited items was a portrait that seemed to follow you with its eyes. As days passed, the portrait started changing subtly, revealing dark events from the past. The family soon realized that the portrait was haunted by the spirit of a disgraced ancestor seeking justice. The ghostly figure in the portrait began to torment the family, appearing in their dreams and whispering chilling threats. The family tried to get rid of the portrait, but it always found its way back, its eyes filled with an otherworldly anger. It wasn't until they uncovered the truth behind the ancestors' betrayal that the haunting finally stopped. In the quiet town of Willow Creek, a young artist named Quinn stumbled upon a mysterious painting at a local art fair. The painting depicted a dark, shadowy figure looming in the background, sending shivers down Quinn's spine. Despite feeling uneasy, Quinn purchased the painting and hung it in their studio. As days passed, strange occurrences began to unfold. Whispers echoed through the room. Brushes moved on their own, and the figure in the painting seemed to shift its gaze. Quinn soon realized the painting was cursed, and its malevolent presence threatened to consume them. Desperate to break free, Quinn sought help from a paranormal investigator named Jackson. Together, they uncovered the tragic story behind the painting, unlocking a portal to the spirit realm. In a final confrontation with the vengeful spirit, Quinn and Jackson fought for their lives, ultimately banishing the malevolence back to where it belonged. As Quinn removed the cursed painting from their wall, a sense of relief washed over them. knowing they had triumphed over the supernatural terror that had haunted them.